this week on the Bubble Chat.
Her was Down syndrome, so that's where the backlash came from. I got dragged on the internet before by saying I thought I could say it because I'm part of the LGBTGGGGTTTTTT elemental PTT. Yeah, so I thought I could say that there was a trans that, you know, lied to me and said that he was now a man, but the whole time I was getting fucked by a dildo.
I feel like this whole topic also reminds me of when we've looked into and learned about IVF in general, or in vitro fertilization.
The thing, he been had issues, and like he said, he went into rehab for 28 days to 97. Warm, like the heat was intensified. The films that they were taking in, oh my God.
You see her back too. I love Ariana Grande's perfume. You can get it at the Walgreens with the little pink puff on it. That one smells real good.
I'm sorry. Hey everybody, welcome back to the motherfucking Bubble Chat. I am so excited that you are tuning in with us today because we are stepping into an incredibly special motherfucking week. Now, if you've been looking for your usual dose of pop culture breakdowns, media analysts, and the realest commentary on what's trending out here in these motherfucking streets, you're exactly where you need to be. Pull up a seat, get comfortable, and get into the mix. Welcome to the Bubble Chat.
As we dive in today's show, we want to ground ourselves in what this week is really about. Juneteenth is officially happening in a few days. And on this podcast, we are absolutely taking the time to honor and celebrate and to reflect on Freedom Day. In the moment to look back in our history and the day and the wait, shit, my eyes did something weird. Okay. It's a moment to look back into our history and recognize the profound resilience that has brought us to this point, and lean into the pure joy of Black culture that shapes so much of our world that we live in today.
Come on now.
You know, you really can't talk about modern pop culture, social media, or music without talking about Black innovation. From the viral trends that dominate your TikTok feed to the artists rewriting the rules of the entertainment industry, the culture is the blueprint. So today we aren't just skimming the surface of the headlines. We are looking at how Black creators and icons continue to push the envelope, claim their space, and redefine the media landscape on their own terms.
So check this out. We have a packed lineup for you this episode. I'm breaking down the biggest entertainment stories making the waves this week, keeping you in the loop with the latest digital discourse, and highlighting some of the incredible art and creators you need to be supporting right now. For real, for real. We are balancing the heavy with the light, keeping it entertaining, and as always, keeping it completely real. So get your energy, let's celebrate the culture, and dive straight into the motherfucking Bible and make it go pop. Let's get into this show. Like when you said, how you doing?
How you doing?
We're going to see how this works out. So we need to talk about the story that is completely taking over digital discourse right now. And honestly, it is heavy. Influencer couple Jesse and Ashley Ridgway recently went on TMZ Live, and the details they have shared about what they've been going through are fucking wild. If you haven't been following them, they recently shared with their audience that they made an incredibly difficult decision to terminate a pregnancy. Oh my God. After learning their unborn child had Down syndrome. But the aftermath of that announcement has taken a massive, terrifying turn. Jesse and Ashley revealed that the backlash has become so intense and aggressive that they are literally living in fear for their lives. Jesse shared that they have started sleeping next to a firearm. Okay, he keep the pistol loaded, locked and ready on the goddamn bed, on the bedside of the table. They had to install a full security gate around their New York home. Look, regardless of what anyone stands on this deeply personal issue that they are challenged with right now. Weaponizing a couple's grief and attacking a woman's worth as a mother crosses a massive line. I want to know where you all stand on this. I mean, like, where do you draw the line between criticizing, when you be, where do we draw the line in between critiquing a creator's choice and completely invading their safety?
I want to go ahead and start if that's okay with y'all, because
Mhm.
I've been thinking about a lot about this layers of the story, and I want to offer a perspective that I feel like a lot offer a perspective of my own that I feel like a lot of people are completely missing in a rush to judge them. So, but look, I am obviously not a medical expert, and none of us know the exact intimate medical details behind their termination outside of what they shared. But we have to recognize that there is a very real possibility that Ashley and Jesse were looking at severe health risk when it comes to continuing that pregnancy. Because
Mhm.
carrying a pregnancy to terms involves complex medical factors, and some of those risks can genuinely become life-threatening for the mother or completely non-viable for the fetus. And I think this is exactly where the public backlash started to spiral out of control and grow into something so ugly. I feel like people jump straight to the conclusions that they simply didn't want the baby solely because of the Down syndrome diagnosis
Yeah,
alone.
they didn't go
They
into detail.
completely ignored the fact that there could have been founded dangerous health reasons happening behind the scenes,
Mhm.
complications that they might have just not brought up in their videos. And let's be entirely real, they are not obligated to disclose every single piece of their medical records to the public. Hold on, hold on, testing. Can you still hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Sorry. Because just because someone is a content creator doesn't mean they owe the internet a line by line breakdown of a deeply personal health crisis because people fill in the blanks with malice instead of empathy. And it just goes to show how dangerous internet assumptions can be when we forget that there are real human lives and real medical realities behind the screen.
I want to say, like you were saying, maybe they didn't go into enough detail, and only people, on social media, they either gonna drag you or love you. So they only heard Down syndrome. They didn't even read the whole thing. You feel me? Like, because a human's attention span is not that long. We get
Especially
bored
these days.
real quick, So all people heard was Down syndrome, so that's where the backlash came from. I got dragged on the internet before by saying I thought I could say it because I'm part of the LGBTGGGGT elemental PTT. Yeah, so I thought I could say that there was a trans that lied to me and said that he was now a man, but the whole time I was getting fucked by a dildo. So I'm just saying. And then when I called her, they drugged me for that. And I was like, I'm part of the LBGGGGGG.
Just say the agency.
Yeah,
The
part of that.
agency.
So I thought I could say whatever the
The
fuck I wanted to
agency.
say. On social media, gonna either, like I said, they either love you or hate you. And people be dragging me, talking about you just a fat ass and da da da. Okay, some people love me, some people hate me, but it's still a view for me. So I'd be like, thank you. You know. So.
Well, okay. Now, this is a multifaceted conversation depending on how you look at it. Okay.
Yeah.
So now, Teddy Wap,
Pop, 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 pop.
Teddy Wap, right? Their baby was born with
the glass eye.
Yes, right. And the girl that was she was on Love and Hip Hop or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And so the baby was born with physical and mental issues.
Had the same eye that the daddy had, right?
So now this is the thing. It doesn't sometimes it isn't a pregnancy birth. Sometimes there are freak accidents. Sometimes you just get a random, crazy 1 in a million diagnosis, right?
Yes.
And In those times, in those questions, the doctor asks, and or you should ask yourself and talk to God about
You got to be real with yourself
the
too.
quality of life the person is gonna have, right?
Yes.
So, I know someone. The child was born with disabilities, and they didn't know that the granddaughter had the baby. So when they had the baby was already here. The condition was already had, right? And so
Right.
they take care of the baby. Now they do everything they can to give an abnormal child a normal childhood.
Yes.
Let me say that again. You are going out of your way to give an abnormal child, physically or mentally challenged, however you want to label it, you want to give them a normal childhood, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they're already faced with these pre-based issues. Now, I was born normal, but I lost my leg when I was 8,
Right.
right? I was a little slim, little nimble running little kid, and then I turned to a fat little butterball. You see what I'm saying? Because my mobility changed, right?
Right. You grew.
But it really wasn't a question of the quality of life I had because it was only like my leg. It's not my frontal lobe that doesn't work. It's not an internal organ that doesn't operate or that's going to need tending to all the time. You understand what I'm saying? So you ask us about the quality of life. Now, if I was going to be born without a leg, I still don't think that would have hindered my quality of life. I still can walk. I'll still be able to do all these things. My motor functions work. All these things are still in alignment. If the doctor gave you the option to ask or to tell you, hey, this is what I fill in the blank. And you have the option. You have to think about how many children that are aborted that are healthy, that didn't do anything wrong, and a conditioned or a non-conditioned child, neither one is more important or has priority over the other. Because at this world before, they were able to find out this is what's going to be. A lot of people don't know, and then they have the baby, and this is what it is. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And nephew, I want to congratulate your mom and you. You are a phenomenal, awesome, intelligent, superstar ass kid. You're our boss, right?
Yes.
And whatever issues you are born with, that did not hinder you, because the point I was trying to say earlier, your mother went out her way to give you a normal childhood. But even though you were faced against some abnormal situations or conditions, you see what I'm saying? And you are a true definition and living testament of the quality of life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You see
Proof is
what
in
I'm
the
saying?
pudding.
You
Proof
see
is
what I
in the
mean?
pudding.
Now, don't be mad at me. And people who have children like this, don't be mad at. They say this motherfucker gonna talk. It ain't gonna be able to walk, and it's gonna be blind.
Yeah.
What kind of quality of life is that?
But that ain't always true.
But do you understand what I'm saying? You can't walk, you can't talk, and you're blind. They wrote there's a book about that person. She was deaf and blind.
Damn, if I'm just both, just let me die.
So that's what I'm saying. You think about, well, what's the quality of life I'm going to give you? You can't hear me, you can't see me, you can touch me, but I mean, damn, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's a hard question to ask, but if you knew the information, how would you really operate? Because
I think our other senses will kick in. You know, that's what they say when maybe 2 or 3 senses kick off, then 4 or 5 kick in. So maybe we might be blind and deaf, but we can move her like a motherfucker.
Yeah, you'll be hyper sensitive. But I mean, but the thing is, and I'm not saying, that isn't true or that is the case. What I'm talking about is the quality of life when, like, you could be blind, but you have to be able to hear
something,
because they go together. If you can't hear, you got to be able to see. But if you can't do both, now I'm not saying you can't live or you shouldn't have a life because you can't do both. But the challenges in the quality of life, like, you're always gonna need someone there, but you can't see, you can't hear. What you doing?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's
and then we'll be just yelling and screaming,
and then they're
won't
going to
give
be
us-
dependent on you or someone, and it doesn't take away from someone else's life, but you really have to think about the quality of life. If you knew the severity of certain conditions, would you make a different change or in decision making? But then at the same time, look at all the perfectly healthy children that are aborted every day.
Okay, I was thinking too, maybe they was probably like, we're not gonna, like, it probably was a lot to even make that decision if they child.
Or we can't afford it.
Or we can't afford it,
The type
or
of care.
we ain't gonna be able to take care of it right. Like, yeah, we
Look,
can't afford it.
Okay, now look, now the baby got Down syndrome, but you got anxiety, bitch, and I got diabetes.
Right.
It's all these things. Like, are we really gonna be able to care for the baby when we have to care for ourselves? That is a
I get asked that question all the time.
That's a cross to bear. That's a
I
heavy
get that.
cross
I
to
get
bear.
asked that a lot. They be like, "Why did you take on the baby and you were sick?" I'm like,
Why
"Well,"
not?
I'm like, "The baby makes me get up. Y'all keep telling me to get up, so I have to use the baby to help me to help the baby."
Come on, girl. I like that selfish action.
Yeah, like, and then it's definitely not about the money. I want to tell people, don't get into foster care if you think it's about the money. You have to really care for these kids, like, for real. A nigga ain't got to have paycheck yet, but it wasn't about that for me. It's because I've been in foster care. I want someone to treat me how I would treat this child. So I get that question a lot. But as far as aborting a baby, I couldn't do it when I thought I was going to be able to. So I probably would have just been with a Down syndrome baby because I'm not going to be able to abort my baby. I just can't ever do it. I don't know. I would just have to figure it out.
Forgive me, Lord. I threw plenty of baby in the bag. I'm sorry.
This motherfucker is stupid.
I'm here.
Oh shit. Okay, well, all right. Well, y'all got something else on this?
Yes. Mandy Moore's Miracle Baby.
Okay. Okay. Actress Mandy Moore recently opened up about her journey to have third child with husband Taylor Goldsmith. And it's such a fantastic look and appreciated the world of fertility. She shared that after conceiving her first two sons, she actually decided to go under IDF before having third child. She called it an insurance policy. What? The way to give them a flexible to keep an eyebrow on the ice until they were officially ready to expand the family again. But there was a story to turn. The IVS process actually ended up failing to produce any vials, embryos for them. Mandy admitted that she was incredibly heartbroken, but then life completely surprised them. Shortly after falling around, she found out that she was naturally pregnant with her third baby girl, Lois,
Blue.
Lou, who was born back in September 2024. It was just wild how the human body works and how things can happen when you least expect it. Really high heights of the modern reality where many people are using IDF to produce a safe net, even though the natural conception is possible. Just just negative in timing of their careers and lives. What do you think about the concept of treating IDF as an insurance policy for the future? And now, do you think that sharing kids or raw and unpredictable fertility journeys change the conversation for women anywhere?
I'm tired of these old lab rat test tube babies. Let me tell you what happens. What happens, all right? Now, I'm going to take you back to the damn Bible. Didn't Sarah old 99-year-old ass have a baby?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, she did. Mary had a baby.
Ain't women's getting pregnant after not supposed to be having menopause and stuff? You done lost all your stuff and you still get pregnant?
This lady just got pregnant, 80-year-old.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, then we're gonna flip it on the men. Robert De Niro is like 80 something. He just had a baby last year. Who just passed away? Oh God, who just passed away? Oh, the man that just passed away. There's an actor. He just passed away. I think he was
Yeah, Robert De
70,
Niro is 82 years old.
and he got a baby. The baby ain't even 4.
What?
Right, but there's someone that just passed away. I'm sorry to forget who just passed away, but the thing is, I believe he was 71. Nigga had a 6-year-old.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like you cannot question what God has for you.
Okay. You better
You see what I'm saying?
You better
You
speak.
cannot question. So you can't question what he gonna give you, and you can't question what he hasn't given you yet, because we didn't. That's what the guys ended. I'm taking it all back to the Bible again. They said, "Tell God your plans and see what He do." So while you thought, and this is the thing, you want to enrich in your family. She said, "I did this for insurance and all this, and all that," and then God said, "Let there be life in the womb," and there it was. But the thing is you paid for the treatment. You put your body through whatever the side effects and or the effects are supposed to be, when you could have kept your coin, got digged down, and conceived all them damn same time. I'm just saying, you just spent X amount of thousands of dollars for what?
IHAV.
IVF. You stabbing yourself in the stomach. You did all that to naturally conceive. Sarah could have told you, girl, just wait.
Yeah, she just wasn't being patient.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to give my take on this just by reading her story. It honestly feels like watching a heavy rain cloud suddenly change into a rainbow out of the blue. It's just incredible because even though it's rare, we see these situations where doctors give a tough diagnosis or a different outlook, and then something completely unexpected and beautiful happens anyway.
Yeah.
And I feel like this whole topic also reminds me of when we've looked into and learned about IVF in general, or in vitro fertilization. I do hope I said that right. And I do believe I talked about this on this podcast before. I don't know for sure. We likely didn't, but IVF is just, one of the alternative ways to have a child alongside options like artificial insemination in the event of multiple miscarriages or stillborns. And the biggest takeaway people need to realize is that these alternative reproductive strategies are not some kind of magic wand. You don't just go through one step of the procedure and poof, you're pregnant. For the astronomical cost to the intense physical and emotional toll on the process itself, it can take people months or even years, if not, of trying to, even if it even works at all. And Mandy's story is a beautiful miracle, but it's a massive reminder of just how unpredictable, heartbreaking, and ultimately uncontrollable the fertility journey can really be.
I kind of want to double back on how this even trended and how it even started. Science, technology, and research said that if you are 35 years old and you want to have a baby and you get pregnant, that is considered a geriatric pregnancy.
Yeah, they said that.
That's where it all started from. So it wasn't the IVF. They started freezing the eggs. If you want to save your eggs, they more healthier before you get 35, right?
But they calling it a life insurance.
Right. Okay. Now look. So then when they start doing, so then look, the pap smear, the men getting 40, getting your finger, let the doctor finger bang you to make sure your prostate is good, all that kind of stuff. Make sure you get your mammogram, all that kind of stuff. Then something called fibroids was discovered in the women more these days. And that's what prevented you from getting pregnant. And then that's what encouraged the IVF, because there was something else that was preventing that. Not that you're having a geriatric a pregnancy, not that you're 35, ma'am. See, IVF will help you at any age conceive a child. You see what I'm saying? So there was this whole, and that's why I said these old test tube lab rat babies, because everyone starts seeking medical, scientific health advancements to ensure something. Now, here's another receipt for the world. We have Blue, and then we got Rumi and Sir. Blue is on platform. Blue is on stage. Blue is, it seems that she is being treated like the prodigy or the priority child. Okay? And then we see Rumi getting in it a little bit for what they, but then we don't never see Sir. Sir must be off the deep end. You see what I'm saying? Is Sir like Uncle George from Soul Food? Are we gonna lock him up with all the money in the TV in the attic? Because now, cause guess what? Look what God did.
Just be patient.
God gave us Jawan, and God gave us Usher.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Beautifully talented, a child of God, and all the same, but they're different. But guess what? They were naturally conceived. God bless God. Hey, God touched two wombs and two precious beings came out of it. God wasn't there when you start sticking your stomach in there, and God wasn't there when you went in there and let them suck the babies out. You put them on ice. God was there when your ass found out you was pregnant naturally, and you spent all them thousands of dollars trying to get pregnant, and He gave it to you on the real, on the natural.
So this is what it is. God, He do what He want to do. Okay.
Amen.
You
Amen.
think He's gonna do what He wants you to do?
Amen.
He gonna do what you want Him to do, but
Amen.
when He want to do it.
Amen.
And you got to stop getting at Him like
He ain't the end all be all.
Yeah, like
provider. Yeah.
We got the nerve to rush Him. Like no, like I try to every day give God
don't
back.
Like smack. What you smacking on, girl? Don't hide that smack.
Little gum.
Juicy.
This is gum. So when I shout out to Adonis because he brought me the gum. So if I get hungry, just eat the gum. But IDF,
IV,
whoever, just should have just waited.
It's a PDF if that's the case.
Yeah, like just be patient is what I will tell you guys.
Yes.
You never know what God got for you.
Slow stroke.
Sometimes it feels like God ain't even listening to you no more. Like, is He even around? God, where you at?
Right
it's
here.
It's been 3 weeks.
So hard, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So, and as soon as you stop thinking about it, tripping on it, you gonna get that check in the mail that you was waiting on. You gonna get a bill paid. Somebody gonna send you some damn black oil seed like they did me. See, shit just gonna start happening. Whatever. Let me tell y'all this. Whatever y'all believe in, God will make room for it, and that's true.
Right.
Amen.
Oh shit!
Can I get an amen?
Did you drop the baby? Hallelujah.
Amen.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Did you drop
the
baby?
Did I do what?
Did you drop the baby?
No.
Oh.
Did I drop him?
You said, because you sound like you said, "Oh no, I'm."
Oh Lord. No, but let me show you guys. I didn't drop him. He would have been howling. How do I do this?
Not if you dropped him right.
I don't know how to turn him around. But he's in his little thingy majiggy.
Oh, he a good baby. He quiet.
I had to change his booty and give him a bottle. And now he's trying to figure out the world.
I remember being down when I was a baby.
I'll be getting them good babies. Because I'll be like, hey, shut the fuck. Let's have a conversation. Don't shut up.
Sorry. Well, moving forward, Kenneth Iwasama, the longtime live-in personal assistant, ex-personal assistant to the late Matthew Perry, has been sentenced to 41 months, which is 3 years and 5 months behind bars approximately. This comes after he pleaded guilty to conspiracy to distribute ketamine, resulting in his death following the absolute tragedy of Matthew's demise in October 2023. According to TMZ, the feds argued that he essentially transformed into Matthew's primary drug supplier and de facto repeatedly injecting him with ketamine despite having absolutely zero medical training. Documents revealed a horrifying timeline. Iwasama admitted to administering more than 20 shots of ketamine in just the final 4 days of Matthew's life. He tried to completely sweep his actions under the rug by deleting incriminating text messages, shredding sensitive documents, and flat out lying to investigators before the walls finally closed in and he decided to cooperate with a plea deal. I can't even believe I'm learning about this.
It's too
When
late.
you look at the extreme assistant to boss dynamic, where does the line get blurred between loyalty and literal criminal enabling, and how do we prevent these toxic insular echo chambers around vulnerable celebrities before it's even too late? What do you guys think of this?
Okay, first off, let me figure out what kind of faggoty fuck shit was Matthew into. Ketamine, that special K, is known in these streets for the men to take it up their ass.
Whoa! So they get high fast through the asshole.
That's what I'm. No, no. It's a horse tranquilizer, bitch. You'll be numb upon the ass. So what I'm saying.
Wait a minute. They still they taking the tranquilizer and then they getting fucked in the ass.
So wait, hold up. You done took some Mr. Ed medications.
Wow.
You had 7 hits in 4 days, nigga?
Wait a minute.
What? So it's a tranquilizer. So that's like considered
he
like
was taking tranquilizer.
That's considered like a painkiller. It's a tranquilizer. So that's what I'm saying. That's like a horse muscle relaxer,
bruh. So that's like the shit they be giving me in the hospital.
What the hell was you doing? Why did you need the ketamine, sir? And then you got this thing coming over here playing Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, shooting it in your ass.
Oh, and he died, right?
7 times, because you OD, motherfucker.
Yeah, you had to know putting it in your asshole that many times.
Look, 7 shots of ketamine is enough as 1 gram of goddamn fentanyl, bitch.
Fentanyl killing them. That's what killed my baby daddy.
I find it like honestly betraying of what Kenneth did. You know, Matthew was facing. Let's not forget, Matthew was facing the demons of substance abuse for decades, even during his time on Friends. Because he was, Matthew Perry was.
Oh, we talking about the guy on Friends?
That's Luke from 90210.
Wait, which
one?
No,
the show Friends with Jennifer Aniston, David Schwimmer, and Courtney Cox.
Yeah, I like Friends. He's on there. Which one you talking about?
Yeah, Matthew Perry was on Friends.
Oh, Matthew Perry. Okay, I was about to say, hold up, baby.
Oh, the guy that died on the show? You talking about him?
No, he didn't die on the show. He was still alive until October 2023.
Yeah, you talking about the what's his name? Yeah, I didn't know he was. Yeah, okay, so let me tell y'all, substance abuse. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, if I may, I'm sorry, Canary. As Matthew's addiction to alcohol and drugs cost him millions of dollars, months spent in rehab, and even stripped away core memories from his most famous role. He first went to rehab all the way back in 1997, spending 28 days at the Hazelden Betty Ford facility in Minnesota. But he didn't stay sober for long. But by May 2000, he was admitted to Cedars-Sinai Medical Center for pancreatitis and an inflammation of the pancreas brought on directly by alcohol abuse. Because he fought so hard for which makes this betrayal cut even deeper. Really quick. Sorry, Don. Sorry, Don. Real quick. Because just learning about the details of this case takes me back to when I was in community college. A friend of mine explained in one of the workshops I attended that it feels so much more appropriate to talk to someone about your mental health and how it's been affected if and when you feel ready to do so. Because in some cases, you go in and doctors or psychiatrists just give you medicine like antidepressants. Then the side effects alone can consist of intense nausea, fatigue, and insomnia. And the terrifying reality is that the more you rely on certain substances, the more dependent you can become. And the end result can be a lot worse than the initial side effects. As someone who actually went through an intense pre-grad depression and anxiety during my last school year of college, I am so glad I went to my therapy sessions. And I am so incredibly grateful that my therapist gave me actual real life tools and tips on what the future really is, rather than what my anxious mind thought it was, instead of just handing me a prescription that could literally that could literally lead to dependency or addiction. And, talking it out and having that guidance saved me. And Matthew didn't have that safety net in his inner circle. He had an enabler. And even though Kenneth's sentencing will never bring Matthew back, it represents a glimmer of hope for real accountability in this industry. Because what Kenneth did was total betrayal. It is completely irreversible, and he is finally paying the consequences for it.
So it was his friend that shot the shit in his arm. I mean, his ass. Right?
Yes.
That ain't no motherfucking friend.
But here's the thing. He been had issues. And like you said,
Right.
he went into rehab for 28 days in 97.
Yeah.
And then by
I was gonna
2000,
say that.
he had drunk so much he had destroyed or did damage to his pancreas.
Now I was gonna say addiction is very hard. People
Now
that's
here's the
been on
go ahead.
addiction, yeah, people that's been in addiction, I can speak on both. It's very hard to sometimes get off. Sometimes your mind and body do want to get off the drug, but you be like, just this one more time. Sometimes people are chasing the first high that they ever got when they ever first took the substance drug. You will never get that high again. So maybe basically people just keep getting high because of how they initially felt when they first got high, depending on the drug. So to be clean off the drug now, it took me a minute. Shit. It took me a minute to get on drugs and it took me a minute to get off. But what I'm saying is being on drugs, I think you can definitely get off if you want to. You have to want to. You have to be tired of being sick and tired of being sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Tired of being sick and tired.
Yeah. But anything is doable. That's why I don't be understanding when they say, I just couldn't get off. And I'm like, well, I guess everybody's mind frame is different because I was on drugs for 4 years, got off willingly, no class, no nothing, just got off. I was done. First of all, I was getting high outside of my home and people could see me. Oh no. I'm getting robbed by the same people I'm getting high with. Oh no. You got to be careful with the company that you keep, especially when you get high. You start playing with the devil's pen. It's nothing but devils in that motherfucker. So you got to be careful.
Okay. Well, let's end this segment by prayers up, recovery, rehabilitation, and restoration to all of those who are battling any kind of addiction.
Please, get some help, y'all. It's okay.
Yeah. Moving forward, actress Anna Faris recently sat down on the Happy Sad Confused podcast and opened up about a terrifying, near fatal experience her family went through during back in Thanksgiving in 2019. She explained that she, her husband, Michael Barrett, and about a dozen family members rented a beautiful home in Lake Tahoe for the holidays because it was freezing. They had all the heat cranking and every single window tightly closed. But what started as a cozy family vacation quickly turned into a fight for their lives. Anna shared that the situation took a massive turn for the worse when everything in the house, especially her dad, started feeling completely off. They were dealing with severe headaches, intense drowsiness, and a heavy sluggishness. As Anna put it, they were feeling the opposite of euphoria. Thankfully, they decided to go to the Lake Tahoe emergency room where the doctors had the incredible wisdom to check her dad's blood for carbon monoxide levels. The medical call ended up saving the entire family. While her dad was at the hospital, the rest of the family was still back at the house, completely unaware of the danger they were in. Anna recalled that the next thing she knew, she and her husband had completely passed out in the home and were being violently shook awake by first responders. When we travel or stay in Airbnbs and rental properties, we look at the aesthetic, the views, and the amenities. But this story is a massive wake-up call about basic safety maintenance. Do you think rental platforms need to have stricter legally enforced regulations and visible check-ins for things like carbon monoxide detectors? And has a story like this ever made you second guess your own safety checks when you're staying away from home?
No, but it's gonna make me pay attention to it now more.
I don't want no Airbnb. I want a 5-star hotel every day.
Man.
That's so sad. If the daddy didn't go to the doctor, they all would have just died.
Wow.
because they was being warmed, like the heat was intensified the films that they were taking in. Oh my God, cheering and everything.
They don't even know that you got films that you're taking in.
That's what I'm saying. They was getting in. You gotta think it's snowing, it's warm. You probably have some cocoa, thinking you all, all warm and cozy and shit. Bitch, you done. Mother
They were
girl.
waking up and
First off,
didn't even know. Like, oh my God, it's a fire.
Mm-hmm.
I'm first of all, I'm incredibly glad Anna and her family made it out safe and alive. Because if I got to be honest with you guys, the end result could have been easily fatal.
Yeah.
The story needs to be a massive wake-up call for every single person listening right now. I don't give a fuck if you're about to move into a college dorm, renting an Airbnb for the weekend, staying at a hotel, or just visiting a friend or a family member. Under no circumstances should you ever be lacking a carbon monoxide detector. And because you cannot see carbon monoxide, you cannot smell it, and you cannot taste it. It is a silent killer. You could literally pass out and never wake up without even knowing it's in the room. And let's be real, even if you live in an apartment or a house that has one built in, I cannot recommend buying a portable backup detector enough because it is entirely possible that the one you on your wall right now is outdated, that it wouldn't even work. Honestly, I knew a story like this was just going to pop up for me to cover on this podcast eventually because this has been a recurring nightmare. Just last year, there was an absolute tragedy at the Kahana Beach Resort in northern Belize where three young women were found dead in their hotel room, and the cause of the death was confirmed to be carbon monoxide poisoning. It is the ultimate devastating example of the fact that you will not know it's there until it's too late. And there's and these stories are not some these stories are not some urban myth. It is real life. You have to be cautious, 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 cautious. If you feel sick, sluggish, or your gut tells you something is wrong, trust it. For context, if a detector reads even 35 ppm of carbon monoxide, that is your sign to report the situation immediately, evacuate, and call the fire department to get it taken care of. And the negligence around it is so real that it's forcing legal changes. According to CBC, a major lawsuit was recently filed against four companies for negligence by the heartbroken parents of an 11-year-old boy named Henry Losco. Henry tragically died from carbon monoxide poisoning after a critical boiler malfunction in a Regina Hall apartment building last December. Following the failure, the provincial government actually stepped up and passed Henry's law, which now officially mandates that all multi-unit resident buildings in Sakatashewam, I cannot even pronounce it, must carbon monoxide detectors. So it shouldn't even take a tragedy or a new law to protect human life. Get a detector, pack it when you travel, and protect yourself.
All right, y'all. Ariana Grande is officially back on the road after putting her solo or area performance career on ice for nearly 7 long years to give us an incredible screen production that we like. I mean, productions like Wicked, the vocal powerhouse, just stepped right back into the spotlight like she never left. The past Saturday, she was officially launching her highly anticipated, what is that word?
Eternal Sunshine.
Internal Sunshine tour right here in Oakland, California. Okay, marketing her first major headline um concert tour since 2019. Sweet 17 tour to say to the Andrea to the Andreanators
Coordinators.
to the Andreanators. They showed up full force. Would have been absolutely. They would have been so okay. They wait. I'm sorry. They showed up in full force. Would be absolutely understatement. The energy inside of Oakland Arena was completely electric. Ariana gave the crowd a master class of a show that seamless, seamless blends off the softer, refined vibes of the internal shine era with the absolute biggest hits from her deep catalog, even treating the crowd to the tracks from Poisons and her brand new music. When you think about the sheer stemium taking over, takes to what's that word? Exclude a massive
Execute.
execute a massive pop tour like this after 7 years of hiatus. What do you think this tour says about Ariana's
Evolution.
evolution as a performer? Did any of these opening night clips of your feed completely blow you away? When you think about the sheer
Oh,
stunning,
you already read that. You already read that. Oh
why
wait.
am I reading it? Oh, okay. Oh,
Okay.
okay. What the hell?
Yeah, I'll give my thoughts. I am so incredibly hyped about this return. Seeing her step back onto the stage after so long feels like just another concert and more like an absolute celebration of her entire career journey. I mean, think about the milestones this woman has hit, from starting out in Nickelodeon to building a method, from starting out in a musical, then on Nickelodeon, to building a massive cosmetic empire with REM Beauty, to co-directing her own short film and now starring in one of the biggest movie musicals of our generation with Wicked. She has completely evolved as an artist and a mogul. So this tour feels like a massive victory lap for everything she's accomplished. And look, I have to give a massive shout out to Oakland, as a Bay Area native myself. I love to see it. I can definitely see and how the community showed up and showed out for Ariana on opening night. And the Bay Area always brings a different kind of energy, warmth, and loyalty when major artists choose to kick off their journey here. Oakland set the bar incredibly high for the rest of the tour, and honestly, it's just beautiful to see her back where she belongs, completely commanding that stage.
I'm glad to see her back too. I love Ariana Grande's perfume. You can get it at the Walgreens with the little pink puff on it. That one smells real good. Um, it's massive too when you can come to Oakland, because Oakland is a hard city to like do your performances and shit. Like you got to be good coming out here because Oakland will raid your shit. They'll burn your shit down while you performing. All type of shit will go on while you performing, or while there's a riot going on, or somebody done got killed. Like we coming together for everything. It ain't just one thing. But I can see Oakland Arena being packed with the energy of Ariana Grande.
Yeah, and
Just going
and
crazy.
one of the concert goers was wearing a dangerous woman attire, and I'm like, okay, okay.
Right.
All right, and Canary, if it makes it easier, you just go ahead and read as we continue on celebration of Pride month, blah 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 blah, and I'll just read Adonis's part.
Okay, hold on one second. I keep damn losing it. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Oh, the baby just over here chilling. Okay, so what am I reading again?
You're just reading the part where it says, as we continue our celebration of Pride Month here on the Bubble Chat.
Okay, as we continue our celebration month on here on the Bubble Chat, we are having to take a moment to shine on the massive, well-deserved spotlight on absolutely icon, left no under left an incredible mark on our queer community and entertainment industry as a whole. The gate of Leslie Jordan.
Leslie was a literal trailblazer for the LGBTQ representation at a time when Hollywood wasn't exactly rolling out the red carpet for openly gay actors. Long before he became an overnight internet sensation, he was doing the hard work on the ground. For decades, he brought incredible, authentic queer representation into living rooms across America. Most people know him from his Emmy-winning role as the hilarious, sassy, closeted Everly Leslie on Will and Grace. When the pandemic hit and the entire world was locked down, isolated and completely terrified, Leslie sat in his hometown in Tennessee picked up his phone and asked a simple question that became a global catchphrase: "How y'all doing?" Become an accidental social media superstar, amassing millions of followers by just being his hilarious, authentic self, sharing old Hollywood gossip, and doing silly indoor obstacle courses, and dancing in his living room. Leslie Jordan showed the world that you don't have to compromise who you are to be loved by millions. You just have to lean entirely into your own light.
You gotta believe in yourself, guys. I don't care what you're doing. You gonna have to believe that you can. Man, you gotta know that you the shit. You gotta know that you the shit on top of the shit, just like Leslie did. Hey Siri, look up Leslie Jordan.
Alrighty, let's switch gears up in a bit. We're moving on to one of my absolute favorite parts of the show. It's time for our throwback topic. This is the segment where we completely step away from the current chaotic and chaotic news cycle, leave the fresh internet at the door, and take a little trip down memory lane. We're talking about those specific moments, trends, or pieces of pop culture history that just live rent free in our heads and shaped exactly who we are today. I'm really excited about what we're digging up today, so buckle up because we are throwing it way back. Let's get into it.
So we're going to travel back into 2015, where the producer actor Viola Davis was broke at 67 years glassing ceiling at the first Black woman to ever take home the trophy for outstanding leader actor actress in a drama series. Her potential for what's that word?
A-
Analyze?
Annalise Keating.
Annalise Keating was absolute masterclass, but the magic didn't stop with her being called the being called, but the magic immediately didn't stop her name from being called. The immediate reaction inside the room was pure understatement. Sisterhood Taraji P. Henderson, who was nominated in the exact same category for iconic role as Cookie Lion on Empire, did not show 1 ounce of disappointment. Instead, she jumped out of her seat and gave Viola a fierce, tight hug and kept standing for her passion. One woman violation along with everyone else sat down. It was completely shattered, toxic narrative that the women, especially Black women in the Hollywood, are always locked in bitter competition. The Viola got that microphone and delivered a speech that went straight down into history. She opened up the what's that word?
She opened up by paraphrasing Harriet Tubman.
By paraphrasing Harry Tubman, talking about the line between exclusive and opportunity. And then she dropped the legendary line: the only thing that separates a woman of color is from anyone else is opportunity. You cannot win an enemy, an enemy, an enemy, an enemy, an enemy,
Emmy.
an enemy for the roles that you are simply not there.
Uh, um,
What
any
do you
thoughts,
think?
Mary?
What you think about that?
Oh, I think Viola winning that award just goes to show how many times she was overlooked as a Black woman up until that exact moment. Because it is wild to think that it took until 2015 for a Black woman to finally take home that specific trophy. Viola Davis is a powerhouse and absolute titan of an actress, but for decades, the industry just didn't create or recognize that space she deserves to occupy. Because that fucking win wasn't just a victory for her performance of Annalise Keating from, I think, How to Get Away with Murder. I really don't know if I really.
Viola Davis been dope.
Yeah,
She's
it was a
been
massive public indictment of Hollywood's historic lack of opportunity because it proved exactly what she said in her speech. The talent has always been there, but the doors were locked. Seeing her stand up, holding that trophy after fighting through an industry that's so often overlooks Black brilliance was a moment of pure vindication. And it just goes to show that we have to keep demanding those doors to stay open because when the opportunity is actually there, history gets made. History gets
yeah.
fucking made.
Yes, and it be who's gonna take a chance on you? They know you got the talent. They might even be a little intimidated by you because you got the talent, but who's going to take the chance on you? Because as soon as they take that chance on you, they know for sure. It's like they know, like, I'm about to win the lotto. You know, sometimes people can meet you and know that you are the GOAT. Are they the GOAT? And you know what I'm saying? Like, you can just feel when somebody is about to make it. But they got to feel it and know it too. They got to believe it. Because I'm going to make it. Wow, I got all this breath in me. Watch. I'm going to always say it because I can see it, I can smell it, I can feel it, and I hear it all the time. So it's coming. Y'all just got to be patient with stuff. Again, let God do it. Stop trying to figure out what you got to do and let him do it.
Yeah. All right.
Viola though? Viola? Yeah, she go crazy.
Yeah.
So that's it. So that's about wrapped us up for today's episode on the Bubble Chat. Thank you guys all so much for hanging and listening and diving into another conversation with us. You know, I love to chop it up with you every single week. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and leave a review. And make sure you wash all your vaginas and you following us on all platforms. You understand? Make sure you wash your balls. Don't be having them smell and then watch our podcast. Make sure your body is clean. You done had your little snack and rewatch this show over and over and over. All right? We love y'all. We'll see you next week. We out.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. That was good.